Horizon, an American Saga, Chapter 1. I'm going to be doing a review of this film today. It is a Kevin Costner passion project, I believe. Starring Kevin Costner, directed by Kevin Costner. We've got Sienna Miller, Sam Worthington, Jenna Malone, just a whole bunch of actors, full of sort of faces you'd recognize, but maybe you don't know their names. You know, like those sort of working actors that you see in loads of films, but you never know their names. Those guys, this film is full of them. Okay, so what is this film about? So it's kind of about this town, this new beginnings of a town called Horizon in the sort of Wild West days of America, right? Where people are still sort of constructing America. America is still sort of being built. And it's sort of like three or four different stories that are completely unrelated. However, they seem to all be going towards this town Horizon. They all seem to be converging on this town called Horizon that's being built. I've got a couple of thoughts about this film that I'd like to relay to you. Number one, it's weird that it's just exactly sort of one half of like three or four stories. It's not like, oh, here's a full story. Oh, and now we're going to do a sequel which relates to it, but it's, slightly different. No, this is this is like almost like Lord of the Rings. You know how Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, just you weren't anywhere near the end, and then it ended. And obviously, I think Fellowship of the Ring is one of the best films ever made. Horizon is trying to do that, but it doesn't quite work. It feels a bit, I don't know, a bit TV movie, and there's nothing wrong with TV movies or anything, but they've even got like a montage at the end of the film. Like the film doesn't ever feel like it's coming towards the end of its film. You're just watching some scenes, right? And it's going along, it's chugging along, and then suddenly, like a short clip of a scene will come up, and then another short clip, and then loads of clips, and you realize, oh, this is just like a montage of what's going to happen in the next film. Like this is like a next week on Horizon, an American Saga. It's very TV. It's like, and coming up next week. It's that kind of vibe, and you're kind of sat there going, oh, okay, cool. I guess chapter two is gonna come out. I mean, hopefully it'll come out. I mean, I don't think this chapter made very much money at all. I think it's already on streaming, and Lord knows if they're ever gonna. I think they pulled the release date of the next one. It was supposed to come out in like a month. Like they were supposed to come out in like within like a month and a half of each other, but that plan I think is down the drain at the moment, because I don't think anyone went to see American Saga. I don't think anyone knew what American Saga Horizon Chapter. I don't even think anyone knew what it was about or what it was. What are they trying to do? It's just like a slice of life, looking at life in the old West, seeing the struggles, the different types of stories that can play out. Now, the other thought I had, and this is probably my most important thought, is the British. Half me, I'm half British. The British, we went to this foreign land, right? And there were people already there living there called Native Americans. We thought it was India, I believe. And we were like, "Are you Indians?" And it wasn't India. And we were like, well, we're going to stay and kill you if you don't let us. And the Indians are like fighting back, right? The Any kind of sympathy you have for any characters in stories like this, your sympathies really should lie with the Native Americans, right? The American Indians, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the correct term is these days. Your sympathies really should lie with them because this is their home, this is their land, this is where their ancestors are from, this is where their lives are, and another country's worth of people come in and just start killing you all. It's like I live in England. Like if suddenly, you know, French people just came to England and started killing us all and saying we're living here now, I would feel like I deserve the sympathy there. Like, if there's going to be a film, I don't feel like the French should be the heroes of that film, if you know what I mean. So, in this film, I get they're trying to be nuanced and show what it was actually like in those times, but it's like it kind of starts off with this barn dance, this huge sort of party that's going on inside this new town horizon, and they get attacked by the Indians, Native Americans, American Indians. They get attacked by them, and these Native Americans are terrifying. Like, they're coming around, burning everyone, killing everyone, scalping them. You've got kids in, like, poor white American kids or British kids. I don't even know what you call them at that point, but they're like in their homes trying to barricade the doors while these Native Americans are trying to kill them, and you get a real sense that the sympathy is given towards the white people in this film. Now, they are trying to be nuanced. There's like one Indian sort of storyline going on. I keep saying Indian, Native American, American Indian. There is one storyline going on where it's like, okay, this is a heroic character where we're on this character's side, this Native American side. I get that, but there's like another four stories where we're following the sort of white people here, the British, the Americans. And yeah, it does not feel balanced at all. The Native Americans seem absolutely terrifying and barbaric, and as do some of the white people as well. They seem barbaric and such, but it's like, I really feel like if you're going to make a film like this and be nuanced and fair, at least half the characters need to be heroic Native American characters, and we're watching the plight of their story. We're seeing their side of this conflict, because they really are the attacked ones here. They really are, and yeah, this is very sort of on the side of white people, I believe. Well, so far. I mean, maybe it'll all change in the second chapter, but the first half, I'm a bit like, come on, like, yeah, I get it. There was a bunch of times where a bunch of Native Americans came to a small, new, up and coming, thriving village and probably killed all these white people. And yeah, the film does show white people killing Native Americans as well, but it's done in a much more, a less terrifying way. It's it's really scary, this scene. Like, I wouldn't want to be those white people, getting attacked by these Native Americans. But yeah, that's, what's new in these films, in these sort of cowboy films, right? What's new? This is just part of the parcel. Is that the phrase? Parcel and parcel of the parcel, whatever the phrase is. Part and parcel. I don't know what that phrase means, but it's part and parcel, basically. Um, I would recommend you watching this at home streaming. It's just like watching like one of the Yellowstone sort of prequel spin-offs. It's like watching one of them, really. They're probably a little bit more interesting, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, it's still good, still worth a watch. I do enjoy a good sort of look at what life was like back in the Wild West days. I look at that and I'm like, damn, that's crazy that's what life was like back then. But that is what life was like, I guess. So give it a watch. I probably will watch the second chapter. Just want to see just want to see some Native Americans winning a little bit. That would be great.